One of my favorite things about being on the worship team is when I get to praise Jesus, but I just don't do it just by myself. I do it with an entire team with me.
Well, that was just a quick snippet of the girls doing a little song for you that happens to be one of their favorite songs at school that they do for worship. And I just love that song so much. It really reflects their heart to bring Jesus to the world. So if you want to see the full video, just click below. We're filming it right now at Camp Carnelli's in Lake Naivasha. We're taking a few days off for the girls' spring break and just enjoying the weather and enjoying each other and a little bit of downtime before we get going at it again.
On Dr. Seuss Week, we got to dress up, and each day, whatever theme it was, we would read that story, or we would just read a Dr. Seuss story. I read was Ghost Town at Sundown. It was a really fun book.
Well, hey everybody. Just wanted to give you a quick update on my trip to Ethiopia. It was absolutely amazing. God did some incredible things for the 8 days that I was there. I had an amazing opportunity to get to minister and encourage a worship team of 40 different individuals that had all come together for a large conference called Africa Arise. It was made up of Ethiopians and Kenyans, and I had the opportunity to speak and share a lot of different things that the Lord put on my heart to encourage them as worship leaders before they went on for the big conference. I also had the opportunity to sing with the worship team for the 4-day conference, and it was absolutely amazing just to enter into the presence of the Lord in a new country with people from all over Africa. And these are people that are part of the UN, they're part of universities, they are world leaders, they are forward thinkers that had all come together for this conference. And to have the opportunity to get to lead worship with 40 other individuals was absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for your prayers. Thank you for your support. It was hard to leave the kids in Clinton for that time, but the Lord used me in some really powerful ways, and I'm so excited. On one of the days of the retreat that I spoke at, I had the opportunity to speak to an Ethiopian who is a worship leader. And after I'd given my session, he came up to me and he said, "You know, I have been a worship leader for over 20 years, and I've never really understood that interchange as a vessel of the Lord and how He flows through you as a worship leader quite the way that I do now that you've had a chance to share your thoughts and perspective." And he was really excited. He said that it gave him some new ideas and some encouragement to try some things a little bit differently with his worship team back home. And so I was really excited, and I felt like, you know what? If nothing else came out of this, just hearing his story and seeing his excitement and seeing how God has broken through to him in a new way was well worth it.
Hey, wanted to give you a quick update about ministry. It's been a fun month, both Tatiana's ministry, as you heard in Ethiopia, and the work she's doing, but also with the literature ministry hit amazing milestones in the last couple of weeks. We just completed a week-long Cole Porter training. Some of you who heard us speak at churches will remember this. This is where a person gets an entire bookstore and a backpack. And instead of walking through and handing out tracts, they're actually able to use Christian literature to do evangelism and discipleship person to person out through the communities. And we had some amazing testimonies. We did trainings every morning, and every afternoon people went out and began practicing, and then the next morning told us how it went. One of my friends that is launching in the largest slum in all of Africa told us that on the last night, the afternoon, he went and prayed and asked God where he should go in order to be able to do the ministry and to sell some Christian literature. And the Lord led him to go to the motorbike stage. where all the motorbikes are set up as taxis. And he just went and he sat on the back of a motorbike, and the guys came up and said, "Oh, where do you need to go?" And he said, No, I don't need to go anywhere. You guys always take me somewhere. Today, you're gonna buy something from me. And he ended up selling the book of John to people who've never read the Bible. And I loved his heart and his passion. And he said, "All right, I want you to start reading a couple chapters, and I'll be back tomorrow. I want you to tell me what you're reading." And it's a really neat Bible written specifically for people who have been to 4th grade. And so I was just so encouraged to see that they understood that it wasn't about selling books. It was about using books as a mechanism to do ministry in places that they've never been able to do ministry before. As I said before, both Tatiana and my ministry hit some amazing milestones. We're really excited about that. You see, as long as we've been in Kenya, we've always had 2 different prayers. Number 1, what are we doing in Kenya? And number 2, why are we in Kenya? And the answer to the first has been amazing. Discipleship, ministry, relationships, breakthrough, being able to really help somebody that is starting here be able to get where God is trying to get them so that they can influence and do ministry. That's been amazing. But the answer to the second question, why are we here? The Lord has always said that we're in Kenya to learn so that. And with these last milestones, we began asking the Lord, what is that so that? What does life and ministry look like after Kenya? And we would ask you right now to begin praying alongside us and exploring as we ask the Lord, what is life? What does ministry look like after Kenya? We have no timeline, we have no expectation, but we are exploring with Jesus, and we trust that He will lead us to exactly where He wants us to be. So thank you for your prayers and joining us on this, and continuing to join us on this wonderful adventure of missions.
Thanks for praying for us.
Bye-bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Kwaheri.
Kwaheri.